What's up YouTube, Siegfried Lane, and welcome back to some more gaming drama. And of course we were talking about Diablo Immortal. Now, I've made a couple videos on this, mostly trying to better connect the mobile community and the PC community, trying to make things clear for these PC gamers to kind of get their points across. I do feel like the PC gamers are they don't know how to be perfectly honest, they don't have a dog in the fight. Like, when these PC gamers talk about mobile gaming, they sound like the exact same people they criticize who don't know how to talk about PC gaming, right? The ones who blame things on games, but then actually have no understanding or no real way to communicate correctly to a gamer, right? So today we're going to use pretty much the main, I think, image for a PC gamer, and that's Asmongold. Gonna be honest, if you've watched my content, I did not like him a long time, like a couple years ago, but I've actually watched him a bit longer to see I do actually like him. I do feel he gives his honest opinion, his honest feelings, and so everything he says in this video, to be perfectly honest, is his honest opinion. He's right. He is completely entitled to it. I do think that a lot of things he says, he makes some good points, but I think some things he says, he doesn't communicate it correctly for mobile gamers, but he communicates it better, more for PC gamers, which, gonna be honest, doesn't really work because PC gamers, for the most part, are already gonna not like the game anyways, right? As for the person he's reacting to, I think it's Stewsgaming. I'm gonna be honest, this is I disagree with 99% of what Stewsgaming says. He is the type of mobile gamer that makes mobile games bad. And I'm going to explain that as we go through. So if you're a fan of Stewsgaming, you're probably going to dislike this video. But to be perfectly honest, if you listen to my points, it will make sense in the end. So let's go and get this started. I'll do a quick sound check, make sure everything's going well.
I don't know what this is going to be. I honestly have no idea. I didn't watch this. I saw the thumbnail, and I thought to myself,
I think that should be good.
Shit, we have to watch this. So the video is called
Now he's actually watching the free-to-play, pay-to-win, honest review by Stewgaming. Now I have seen this video. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I could actually not watch the full video. I think I got the 10 minutes of it and realized he was being serious, and I just couldn't watch it because it instantly irritated me. And we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna explain why. Yeah, let's go.
Diablo Immortal. It's awesome. Trolls, stop the nonsense. Here we go.
Now, first of all, that title is BS. Nobody is trolling the game. Nobody's trolling the game. Trolling is when you are doing something with the mindset of trying to break it, right? Or trying to just create a fake problem, and that's not what's going on at all here. It is fair to say that the PC gamers don't understand mobile gaming. That would be a fair title, but yeah, I think this is. I'm going to be honest with you, just the title itself is very condescending, saying that anybody who doesn't like the game is trolling. So let's go and continue.
Let's talk about being free to play and what it does for you in Diablo Immortal, besides save you a lot of money so you don't have to eat top ramen all the time. Is where it's at in this game, and I'm going to make you a believer in that. Day 4, Paragon level 5, we haven't even spent a penny. Even the 99-cent deals, we did not purchase those. We didn't pay $4.99 for the second part of the Battle Pass, which is absolutely amazing.
That's crazy.
If you're going to support the game, spend that $5 on the second part of the Battle Pass. And if you want to support the game even further, come down here to the Paragon level 1, wherever it might be. I don't know, because I don't spend any money in the game. Wherever the Paragon level part is, and I'm surprised it's not popping up right now, you go over there and you buy the second part of this for $20, and you get...
Okay. I want to stop real quick. He is 100% right on the Battle Pass. And this is one of the things that Asmongold gets wrong and all the PC gamers get wrong with the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass in Diablo Immortal is actually really good. Mostly because you do get some really good items in the free one. In fact, I would say the free line is better than the paid line, to be honest. They don't give enough legendary quests for the paid one to really be worth it. So this is one of the very few points I agree with Stew's points here. That is a good deal. However, the other one, the Paragon level, honestly, that's not a good deal, and I'm going to tell you why, right? In most gacha games, you usually, when you start the game out, you get some good discounts. You get some, usually a guaranteed rare within a shorter amount, right? Like Honkai, you're guaranteed 2 S ranks and like 6 multis. You'll get 2, right? Those passes you buy aren't even enough to get you a 5-star gem. And that's not even a 5 out of 5, that's just a 2 out of 5, right? So even if you get the Battle Pass, the Paragon Level Pass, and the Boon of Plenty, it's still not enough to get you a full 5-star, that is not worth it, if you want to know the truth. That's really not worth it. If you think that is worth it, then I don't know what to say, but like seriously, I don't get how anyone can think that's worth it, to be honest. Let's go and continue.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, this isn't an ad, right? Like, let me just check. Okay, this is a bunch of, yeah, all right, yeah. So this is not a paid. He did this for free. Okay.
Legendary seals, and you get these resources here for, I can't remember exactly what this does, but it's worth $20. Just these legendary seals alone.
What?
It's worth $20.
What do you mean it's worth the $20? It's not worth anything. It's a fucking video game.
Okay, again, this is where Asmongold is wrong. First of all, to say what something is or isn't worth, I should actually probably move my screen. One second, move my screen, my camera, just so like I'm not blocking off Asmon. I didn't realize I was blocking him off, to be honest, because I had on the YouTube video. I'm gonna make myself small. Put myself in the middle. Okay. Asmon's point here is completely inaccurate. Like, okay, if you say something isn't worth money, digital or physical, then the fact is nothing is worth money, right? He plays World of Warcraft. He pays per subscription, and you can continually justify that all you want. But the fact is, your justifications is your opinion. Now, I have no problem. I mean, I play Final Fantasy 14. I have no problem with server-based games, but I do think him sitting there saying that that something's not worth it because it's something digital in a game. That's his opinion, but this is one of the things I'm talking about when you're talking to mobile gamers and it doesn't count, right? Part of mobile gaming, part of gacha gaming, it's okay. People compare it to gambling, and some aspects of it is gambling. Don't get me wrong, but you can also compare gacha gaming to card collecting, right? Now, I don't feel Diablo Immortal hits that card collecting, to be honest. I do feel Diablo Immortal, it goes more into the gambling. And the reason what I mean by that is, like, for example, you play a gacha game, like Genshin Impact or Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle or Legends or some of the other things, you're actually collecting characters that you hold on to, that you collect, right? It is a collection. Some people play those games to try and collect every character. That is very different from Diablo Immortal, I will say that. But to say that a digital item is not worth money, any money, that means anything digital you buy isn't worth it because it's digital. You get to use it, it's worth something. Now, what it's worth is really what the company decides and what the player decides to pay. That is a legit reason. So, for example, Asmon thinks it's worth 0. A lot of PC gamers thinks it's worth 0. But at the same time, you gotta remember that he plays Lost Ark. Everything he buys on Lost Ark is worth 0 then. So, let's go ahead and continue the video. Water? Yeah. I'm gonna get my son some water first. Sorry about that. Part of being a father and gotta take care of your kids sometimes, even though it's their bedtime. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a legit meaning of Asmon. I also really can't stand Asmon's chat, to be honest. I mean, I think Asmon in himself is a good guy. I think that he's doing a very good job of breaking out of the WoW mentality and opening up his horizons, which is great. I think his chat, to be honest, for the most part, not everybody, but most of them, is an echo chamber that just repeats what he says because everybody, like, Asmon's like that popular kid in high school, right? And everyone's trying to be like him. But I will say this is not 100% correct here. What he thinks is worth nothing doesn't technically make it worth nothing. In fact, by reality, it's worth what the players are willing to pay. And if the players are willing to pay $20, guess what? He might disagree with it, but the reality is it's worth $20. Video games are worth $70 because people pay $70 for them. If nobody would pay $70 for a video game, the prices would go down. We know this because that's happened with systems. They release systems at extraordinary amounts, and they've dropped because nobody's going to buy it. Anyways, let's continue.
What do you mean it's worth $20? Why isn't it worth $30? Why isn't it worth $3? Why isn't it worth $300?
I think I just answered that question because it's worth what the company's decided and the player's willing to pay. It's those two things, right? Now, to be fair, if the company decides a higher amount and the player is not willing to pay that amount, the company will decide a lower amount and the player will pay that amount. So it really comes down to those two things. That's why.
Worth it? According to who?
But we're going to talk about how we are competing with the paid players. How are we doing in this game? How are we able to do everything that a paid player does?
Okay.
There could be a person...
Okay, right here. He's Paragon level 5. Now, for anyone who has never played Diablo, Paragon level 5 is not far at all. He's not really in the end game. He's not able to actually, like, he's not at a point of the game where you're going to feel the paywall. This is reality. Like, yes, technically, at this point, he can do everything another player wants to do. But the higher you go up, the harder the difficulty gets, the more this is going to change. The more that this is not going to actually... I mean, the more the difference in power is going to be visible. You can say that with so many different games. Oh, well, I can do this, so it's not pay to win. If that's the case, then every single pay to win game out there is free to play friendly. It doesn't matter what the shop sells. It doesn't matter if the shop sells something that gives a player a huge advantage versus you. As long as you can technically beat that person, it's free to play friendly. And that's what this guy's pretty much saying. Because the fact is, if you play Diablo and you go into the PvP, yeah, that crap ain't free to play friendly.
Standing right beside me, spending $10,000 a day, and I'm doing the same exact thing they are. I am right.
That's also BS. I can tell you by playing the game right off the bat, that is not how it is at all. Because I am in the game, I have spent maybe $10, and I am seeing people spamming in chat, look for full 10 crest ren, must have 10 legendary crest. In other words, you gotta pay $25 to run with them. Yeah, I don't see this guy. I mean, okay, maybe he is because he's a content creator, right? Maybe people are being kind to him like they would with Asmon, right? People with Asmon would run and pay. Like, content creators cannot... Let's be real, man. If you're a content creator that has an actual audience of over 100 people that regularly watch you, you cannot give valid opinions. The reason being is you are going to have people holding your hand. This is like somebody playing a DPS in Final Fantasy, in any MMO, saying, "Oh wow, the queue's not that bad," because they have a tank lined up to run with them. "Oh wow, the game's not that bad. No, the dungeons are great," because they don't run with some idiot who doesn't know how to do their job. Right? This guy is a content creator. Of course he's standing side by side with people spending $10,000. Guess why? Because they're probably his viewers. They're carrying him. And I wonder why Asmon doesn't say this, and he really should. But literally, they're carrying him. It's not going to be the same. Like, if it's you or me, right? If we're doing this, dude, we are not going to stand toe-to-toe with people spending $10,000 a day because we're not content creators. We don't have that audience. And I really hate when content creators make those BS claims. That's like somebody in Dokkan Battle. Like, that'd be like Nanogenics, who plays Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Really big, like Nanogenics, Rhymestyle, Goresh. Name any of these big Dragon Ball gacha game fans. That'd be like them saying, "Hey, you know what? 0.375 is a really good chance to pull a unit. I'm really happy with this." No, they said, better than we thought it was going to be. But even every one of them will accept it's not good. They'll all accept it's not good. And it's very, very disheartening to see content creators living in their own imaginary world doing this crap. As you can see, we're only 2 minutes in the video and I've already had those to say.
I'm playing the game and enjoying it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel bad for this guy. I do. Oh my god. It's just... I mean, holy fuck. These are the guys right here that the whales, bro, the whales are like, ooh, cue into a battleground, see what it's about, see what it's like.
Again, this is where Asmongold is wrong. Because this is his content creator. Yeah, a few whales might. For the most part, he's going to have a lot of whales that are his friends. They're going to queue with him. We are the people that the whales are going to do that to. And I really am, I'm going to be honest, I'm very disappointed that Asmongold has not brought up the fact that he's a content creator and it's an unrealistic experience compared to the non-content creators. Straight up, I'm pretty disappointed in that.
Yeah. I think it's just crazy that we have those kind of king trolls out there like Asmongold that just feed to all those other little trolls. I know.
Oh my god, I love it. Dude, I'm getting name dropped. Bro, my ego is through the roof. I got name dropped in 2 back-to-back videos. Holy shit, he got my ass good. Is this satire? I don't know. Like, I'm gonna let you guys know, like, by the way, like, I don't get mad. Like, I'm not mad. Like, I'm not, like, it's just funny to me. It's all just for fun. So, like, if anybody's, like, trying to talk shit about this guy or whatever, like, it's just this video game and video game commentary. Don't take it too seriously, you know? It's just a video.
Right now he's got a stupid look on his face. I know. They're just feet.
You know what, man? Maybe I should take that back. You know what, man? Like, I'll say fuck it, man. Man, are you fucking kidding me? You gonna do me like that? Wow. Holy fuck.
You know, I think it's funny, like, you know, here's what I'm going to say about Asmongold right off the bat. Any critique I give that man, honestly, isn't going to mean much because he is way more successful than me. And the last thing I'm going to do is insult him, right? The guy is successful. He's a very smart businessman. He's a very good content creator. And while I might not always agree with what he says, I will acknowledge how good he is, right? I am nowhere at that level. And the fact that, like, you could definitely tell that Stu has an issue with him, even though he's trying to pretend like he doesn't. And the fact is, I mean, like, here's the funny thing, right? As a mobile game player, you think that I would probably side more with the mobile game content creator. But I can't, because he's wrong. He's so wrong on so many different things. I mean, and that type of mobile gamer is what makes mobile games bad, because a company has no reason to make their game better when you have content creators saying this game is perfect the way it is. As a content creator, I feel, especially as a big content creator, you have an obligation to ensure that a game is up to par for everybody. There is nothing wrong with pay to win. There is nothing wrong with gacha or loot boxes. There is, however, something wrong when the system is so expensive and the difference in power is so great that you have to pay to be able to actually play the game at a level with pay to play players. Straight up. And that's, like, Stu is doing a great job of ensuring that this game never gets any fixes.
All the trolls that give this game such a bad stereotype.
You're welcome.
And it's an app game first and foremost. We know that. And I'm from the app gaming industry. I mean, that's all I've covered is app.
So what? I mean, it's like if you work at Pragmatic and you're making fucking gambling games, and somebody brings out a game and it's a gambling game. Like, well, we make gambling games all the time. Well, I mean, shit. Okay. Yeah, this is the norm. Oh my god.
This is not the norm. I want to be very clear on that. If you've never played mobile gaming, Diablo Immortal is not the norm. Now, Diablo Immortal is, for a mobile game, is very good gameplay-wise, graphical-wise. There are issues, but it's a very big endeavor put on mobile gaming, to be honest. It's no Genshin Impact, though. Like, Genshin Impact is where the bar is. Here's Genshin Impact, here's Diablo Immortal. Like, Diablo Immortal is nowhere near Genshin Impact, to be perfectly honest. Genshin Impact's graphically-wise, gameplay-wise, bug-wise, is a million times better. But it is important to remember that Genshin Impact did have quite a bit of bugs its first couple of months. Okay, that did happen, and some were pretty bad. And some were never acknowledged. They were fixed, but not acknowledged, right? One actually made my friend quit for a while because it locked him. You were locked into co-op and you couldn't do dailies. It was horrible, right? But if Asmongold thinks this is the norm, this is not the norm. The norm when it comes to mobile games is, yes, they are pay to win, right? Yes, they are gacha systems. And whether you want to consider, I mean, depending on the gacha system, can really depend if it's gambling or not gambling. If there's a realistic pity system, a pity system that is free to play friendly, it's not gambling. The reason being is you can actually play that game free to play. Genshin Impact, Honkai Impact are two great examples of this, as you get enough, like the pity system carries over where you will eventually get units you want. You just have to be picky on which one you want to go for. Luckily, you don't have to be as picky to other games as you can actually, oh, I want this unit, summon for it, not get it, and then just wait for the next banner you want. And in Honkai Impact, they come by so quickly, and they rotate them so quickly that it could be just a couple of months between a banner, maybe 2 or 3 months, if that, before the unit comes back up. This guy really makes mobile gaming look bad. When you are sitting and defending Diablo Immortal's predatory practices, which is what he is defending. Like, let's be fair. He's not defending the gameplay. He's not talking about the gameplay. He's talking about the pay-to-win aspect. This means that he is actually defending Blizzard's predatory practices. Now, I'm a huge Square Enix fan, but I'll be the first to tell you that their gacha games are so predatory, it's not even funny. I cannot play a Square Enix gacha game for more than maybe a few weeks before I'm just done with it. They are so predatory, it's not even funny. And I'm a huge Square Enix fan, but I can admit that. And I find it really quite annoying that we get these people like this guy here who cannot admit that just maybe, Diablo Immortal is not, when you combine everything, is not a good game. And I will say that Diablo Immortal, when you combine absolutely everything, it is not a good game. And if you think it is, that you are totally okay with those predatory practices. I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying it's not a good game when you add in that predatory practice. Alright, let's go ahead and continue.
I'm from the bomb industry. Bro, we make bombs all the time. What's wrong with this one? Oh my god.
Gaming on YouTube. Yeah. I played so many turn-based gacha games and every other kind of app game that comes out, and I love it. I love the monetization way that they do things, and here's the biggest thing about it. Look.
Why?
Okay. I gotta move this now. Why is this zooming in, I wonder? I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna move me up here. To say you like the monetization of how they do gacha games is absolute bullshit. I love Honkai Impact. I love their pity system. But the way they monetize that game, hell no. And that's my favorite gacha game. Honkai Impact is my favorite gacha game. And the way they monetize that game, no. I have every unit but one in that game. I'm missing one unit in that game. And the way they monetize that game, no way in hell is it good. And I'm saying it's not good. I'm not saying I don't just dislike it. I'm saying it's not good. It isn't. And people like this make every single person who's never played a gacha game think that we all are of a mentality where we are okay with this crap. And if you guys play Dragon Ball Legends, I want to remind something. There was an issue when Dragon Ball Legends first released their Zenkai units, where a Zenkai unit was $400 to Zenkai 7. And you know what? Most people were up in arms about that. Only a few content creators actually Zenkai'd one character. And I'm going to be very clear on that. Of all this, there are multiple characters to be Zenkai'd, and they Zenkai'd one character they liked. That was it. And these are content creators that have money for it. And the reason why is because, for example, in Rhyme Styles' case, when he did it, Beerus was his favorite character, and it was honestly the only way to make Beerus playable was Zenkai 7 Beerus. It was his favorite character. He has the money. I'm okay with it. But even if they did it, they spoke about how bad it was. They talked about how bad it was. It was horrible. Let's continue.
Believe me. You don't want to believe me, that's fine. But I'm telling you the truth, and you can check back. I will.
No fucking. There's no. Like, Art, no way. Bro, am I getting trolled? There's no way I'm getting trolled. Holy fuck. Oh my god. This has to be an.
Asmon is not getting trolled. He's just watching an idiot's video. Somebody who literally is a massive fanboy who cannot, for some reason, separate game from himself. If one thing is bad in this game, that means something's bad in him. The fact is, the game is bad.
Ad, it's not. I actually checked. I checked. Like, I don't know if I'm getting trolled.
Bet money against you. You can check back with me in a month from now. App games update all the time. And if there's something that...
Okay. I'm going to stop for a second. We're going to listen to this part because I know it's going to come up, and then I'm going to actually give the realistic answer to this.
If they're lacking in. Like, if they're lacking in a way for free-to-play to get something in this game, they will include it, and they will include it quickly. If there's...
But what about the Eternal Rift stuff?
Okay. That's not true. That's not true at all. Number one, they will add it quickly. Dragon Ball Legends. Dragon Ball Legends is a good example of a gacha game, of an actual, your regular gacha game. Because most gacha games do this. This is what they do. They have their high points and their low points and their high points. The reason why is they start to lose, you know, goodwill with their player base. Oh, look, we're good again. Okay, we got their trust. Let's go back down. This is kind of how they move. Right now, Dragon Ball Legends is dealing with that because the anniversary is very dry. We'll see what happens at the end of this anniversary. But when the Zenkai systems came out in Dragon Ball Legends, it took, I think, over a year before they actually implemented a good system where instead of spending in-game currency, you got in-game currency. And to be fair, Dokkan Battle had the extreme Zenkai Awakenings in their game where you got currency for it. You didn't pay for it, you got the currency. So they already had the system in one of the Dragon Ball games. Same company, by the way, Bandai Namco. But instead of copying that system from Dokkan that everybody loved, they made you pay for it. And it took almost a year, I believe, before they fixed it. So unless a year is fast, it's not. Genshin Impact. Big issue with stamina. You know what? They still haven't fixed it. They've made some small tweaks, but it's not fixed. And it's still one of the #1 problems in... Well, two big problems in Genshin Impact. Number one, have nothing to do with the actual gacha system. It has to do with getting artifacts and stamina. These are the two problems. And they've not been fixed. The game will be 2 years old in September. They've not been fixed. Dokkan Battle has its own issues. Things people wanted to... Dokkan Battle doesn't have an actual pity system. You have the coin pity system, but you don't have an actual pity system. That's just something people want. Seven Deadly Sins still has very bad rates. Seven Deadly Sins has not... They're in their second or third year anniversary, I think? I think it might be third year. Let me check real quick. Is it second or third? I'm going to check quick. I think it's third year anniversary. We're going to check real fast. Log in the game and just take a quick look here. It's the second or third. By the way, if you know anything about Netmarble, not NetEase, but Netmarble, they tend to make their games worse. Okay, third year anniversary. It's the third year anniversary. This game's been out for 3 years, and they've still not increased the rates to at least 10%. Legends did, but in 3 years, Seven Deadly Sins has not increased their rates at all. There's still a 3% chance, which is bad in the gacha community. Yeah, the anniversary banner is a whopping 4%, but that's still bad, right? It's still bad. The fact is, these problems don't get fixed. These problems he's talking about do not get fixed in a timely manner. It actually takes a big stink to fix some of them. And those are companies like Genshin Impact's company, MiHoYo's actually, I would say the best gacha game company is MiHoYo. By far. And even they have not fully fixed their issues in 2 years. Dragon Ball Legends hasn't fixed their PvP issue in 4 years. These do not get fixed. He is straight up lying here. And I would be willing to take that bet for money. If I had money. Ah, it's loading. Here we go. Can't even hear anything. What the hell? 1 second.
To get something in this game.
Why can we not hear anything? Because we disconnected, it seems. Give me a second here. Alright, there you go.
They will include it, and they will include it quickly. If there's...
But what about the Eternal Rift Stones where you can't get them unless you pay money? But what about that? Because like you can't, there's not a way to get them. Oh my god.
Balance.
That's actually a really easy fix. They just need to add a way to farm premium currency every day. That's it. Which is what most gacha games do. Not very hard for them to fix it. That's actually a really easy fix, to be honest. That is one fix I will hope Blizzard makes, but it's Blizzard, so I don't expect it.
Issues. They will fix it. They will get on those balance.
But they don't, because they're not a. It's not a. You see, like he doesn't understand.
Okay, real quick before Asmon says anything. Stu is comparing gacha games where you get characters versus a game where you get gems to make yourself more powerful. No, there is no balancing issue in the game. No balancing will be done. Straight up bull.
It's not a balancing issue. It's a balancing issue to you. To you, you think that this, bro, the devs must have messed this up because whales just get, it's just so imbalanced. Man, why would the devs do this? They keep messing up the game.
Issues. If you look at
now, what's kind of funny is Asmongold's actually right here. Now, I think what he means by balancing issues, he expects a better. I think what he means, to be fair, in balancing issues is that they will lower the gap between free-to-play players and pay-to-win players. However, this is Blizzard, and Blizzard has, for 10 years, has not done that. If you look at PvP and WoW, Feral Druid was OP for the longest amount of time. I don't even know if he's still OP, but I remember when I was playing, Feral Druids were unbeatable. You couldn't beat the Druids. And they kept it that way for the longest time. Like, nothing about it was... like Blizzard has never balanced their games in a timely manner. And why would they lower the gap between... or, sorry, shorten the gap between free-to-play players and paid-win players? Because people like this guy right here are defending them. They have no incentive to because he's defending them. He's sitting there, oh, they're going to do a great job. And if you hear the kind of games these guys play, by the way, they play games like Clash of Titans, and they play some of the worst gacha games out there, to be honest. Like, they really play the really bad ones, but they're so conditioned. Like, some of the mobile game member, like people in the mobile game community, are so conditioned. They're like pretty much conditioned like Blizzard fans, right? When you mix the Blizzard and the mobile community together, you get one of the most conditioned, toxic communities ever when it comes to defending something that's bad.
Diablo 3. You've got different cycles in Diablo 3, sure, but expansions or anything new besides going out there and doing rift farming. And your new leaders and your new cycles. There is nothing there because they don't update those games. App games get updated all the damn time. Every couple weeks, every month. And
the worst part about this is...
Real quick, updating an app game every month is actually really bad. Updating every few weeks is really bad. The best update cycle for an app game is 3 months. Anything shorter than that is bad. Honkai Impact is about a month and a half. What he doesn't mention is when there's a reason app games get updated so quickly. They don't get updated for free players. They get updated for the paid players to make them spend more money. So the realization of this is that Stew's claims here are 100% correct for bad gacha games. But the reason why is not why he's saying it. They're not updating it for us who play free-to-play or for your light spenders. They're updating it so that your paid players have to continue spending. And the games that update most often are your PvP games because you have to keep summoning to stay reliable in PvP. I hate when banners are up for only 3 weeks because then I have to think about summoning and spending money. I hate it.
The fact that he's right. And I fucking hate it. He's actually right about this.
But what Asmon doesn't know about this, because he's not a mobile gamer, is while he's right about this, he's only right about the bad ones. This is not what you want. Updating apps games every month or every few weeks would be the same as releasing a new expansion to a MMO every year. It's not the same as free patches. They're not free content. Technically they're free, but you have to pay for what's coming, and the changes that come in can make your character that you have no longer any good. App updates are not good.
App games, Genshin Impact gets updates like once or twice a month.
Incorrect. Genshin Impact gets some content spread out to that time.
And no, you're not.
Again, Genshin Impact has content that's time locked, okay? And this is an issue in the gacha. This is an issue in the gacha community, by the way. It's something that we don't actually like, and that is when they time lock content, so they sprinkle it out over the time period. Genshin Impact actually only gets updated every 2 months. It's about every 2 months. Technically about 6 weeks. It's every like month and a half, to be honest. Because your actual updates is when the game goes down for maintenance, comes back up. That's every month and a half. Because each banner is about 21 days. Okay? And then you usually have like a couple days when a banner is gone before the update. What they do is they sprinkle the content, they time lock it. And this is something, again, we as gacha gamers don't like. Nothing is funner than, look at all these rewards you can't get right now. You gotta wait on that. Well, yeah, I know you want to summon for this, and you need the in-game currency you get from the event, but you gotta wait. Nobody likes that.
Not wrong about that, but it's like, okay, so if somebody brings you an ice cream cone once a month, is that better than somebody who brings you a dildo every day? Well, actually...
Okay, this is kind of a stupid analogy here. Because, again, some gacha games have a very good free-to-play system, a very good story, very top-line gameplay, very good voice acting. Again, Honkai Impact. Just go look at some of the animations in Honkai Impact, and you'll be surprised how great it is. Like, it's a good, legit game. And it is a game you can actually play free and enjoy. And you can stay up with paid players, because guess what? You can just spend all, you just save your in-game currency for the unit that is good. You skip the side units you don't care about. You wait for, I want her, I want this character, and you summon. And that's what I hate about this guy right here. Is because there's these great gacha games that honestly do not do what he's saying good gacha games do. They actually time things around.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, every 6 weeks, like, if you get one every single day and it's bad, then who gives a shit?
Minimum every month. And we're talking new content, new classes that you're going to be able to play. I'm not on my controller right now. Just clicking through this. It's going to be updated, and I guarantee you, I will bet my brand new house I just moved into that they are going to have ways for free to play.
You're going to have to sell that if you want to be good at this game.
to get more legendary gems. That's just the cycle of app games. They come.
So he thinks that Blizzard is going to give they're going to give free-to-play players more ways to get legendary gems. You want to know what? I actually think that he's right. I think that it is initial scarcity, and Blizzard, what they did is they did what the European guy fucking said. It's angry. Is that they said, you know what? We are going to make it so bad at the beginning that whenever we make it pretty bad, you're going to think it's good because it's not so bad anymore. That's what's going to happen. He's right. Like, they're probably going to do that.
Come out with ways, like they come out of the gate wanting all these whales to pay money, right? To get that head start, to pay money. But there is no head start in this game. I do everything a whale does. I am side by side with a whale in every aspect of this game. There is
Are we gonna have any PvP footage? Nope, there's no PvP footage. I wonder why. I wonder what is this? Well, he should do some PvP. Damn.
no pay to play this game. And if you haven't tried it yet, I don't know what you're waiting on. It's free to play.
Okay, no pay to play. So, yes, this game is not pay to play because it's not fucking Candy Crush. Okay? There's no stamina system that locks you in. But you know what other games don't have that? Genshin doesn't have that. Genshin has a stamina for running and farming artifacts. But if you just want to run around and explore and enjoy open exploration, open world, Genshin doesn't have that. You can do that with Genshin. You can also do the events all you want. Genshin did fix that after the first bad event. Honkai, same thing. There's plenty of things you can do without the stamina system. Stamina system is strictly tied to the story, adventures, and some other weekly stuff. But for the most part, you can play all the challenges without stamina. Dragon Ball Legends, dude, they give so much stamina that you don't ever have. You're never gonna run out of it. Most games start with a stamina system and end up just getting rid of it because they realize it doesn't make them any money. The only reason stamina systems in the game is to make money. That's why Candy Crush has it. But to say that he's running alongside other players, bro, that's no. You can't make that comparison. I know for a fact his combat rating is nowhere near somebody spending money. Because even if they're getting crappy 5-star gems, they're still a 5-star gem. They're still way more powerful. They're still upgrading their gear. And again, he purposely doesn't do PvP. He purposely doesn't do PvP because he knows if he does PvP, a lot of his points would be disproven. Even if he didn't like PvP and said, I'm not a big fan of PvP. Sure, PvP will be pay to win, I guarantee it. But I'm not a fan of it. If he had said something like that, that's fine. But his whole thing is like, it's not pay to win. That means the game in general. That includes PvP. So, this guy is being honestly disingenuous. And he knows he's being disingenuous. He knows he's lying. And that's what makes me the maddest, is he's lying and trying to convince the people who watch him that it's a good game. He's trying to increase its numbers. And that's not going to actually fix the game. I like Diablo Immortal. I want it to be better. But it's not going to be better when you have people like this.
You can download it on your mobile device. You can download it on PC, which PC with controller, and I need to get on my controller.
But we've got to be getting trolled.
Completely amazing.
We've got to be getting trolled.
I love it with the Barbarian. I don't know how it's going to be with some kind of ranged class being on the controller instead of using WASD with your mouse and keyboard. But I can tell you right now that the phone controls, since we did the phone for 13 hours on stream, are very good. Very intuitive, very responsive. You're going to love using your mobile device, laying in bed, sitting up on the sofa, however you want to play it. You're going to really enjoy it. Or if you're in your car, before you go into work, make sure you're not late. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you play while you're driving, right? Of course. And if you're doing a Rift, you can probably do that because it takes that little focus. No, he's right about that for sure. Yeah, playing while you're driving. Yeah, of course, right? I mean, because, you got one hand for your phone, the other hand for your drink, and, you drive with your leg. I mean, problem solved, guys. Come on.
And I'm going to be honest. To be fair, I don't know this for sure, but it really sounds like he's been approached by Blizzard to promote the game. And knowing Blizzard, they would not reveal that. Well, it's illegal. How are you going to prove it? Right? I would not be surprised to find out that they approached him to do this. And again, we never see his equipment. We actually do not know if he's free to play or not. We never see his equipment. We don't know if people have actually given him, have actually donated money for him. Right? We don't know these things. That's the realistic of it. We don't know.
Love the game, but look,
I mean, what do they
I
make
am side by
seatbelts
side.
for?
Anybody who spends $10,000 a day, I am doing the same exact thing they are. The same exact. It is
Except getting loot from rifts.
So stop trolling everybody.
Why did it do that? It did again. I pushed the button and it turns it off. I don't know why. Okay, are we connected again? What's going on here? I gotta pause it and it disconnects it. I guess switch it for too long. Let's just turn it off and turn it back on, I guess. Oh, I turned it different off. Actually, it's full charge, so we're gonna go ahead and change this over real quick. 1 second. Change this over to the correct way. It'll be a lot easier to pause it this way. Alright. Let's get back to where we are. Okay. Yeah, sitting there saying that he's doing the exact same thing that people who spend money are doing, again, is not true. If that was the case, then nobody would spend money. And the thing is, like, you know, what he's saying is something we can say, okay, well, technically he can, because he can run rifts. He can go do dungeons at his level. He can do the PvP. But that's not the same thing as doing it at the same level, to be fair. Again, he doesn't show PvP. And he's not getting anything from the rifts. It's very disingenuous. Let's go ahead and continue.
don't even want to play the game, won't even touch it. Even
I touched it. I went to 60. I went to 60. I played the fucking game. Okay? So you're right. If you don't play the game, it's harder for you to have an opinion on it. That's definitely true. I played it. Okay? It's fucking pay to win. It's
the problem is if you play it, all of a sudden you like the game, and we see this in a later video where he says Asmon liked the game, is pretending he doesn't like it. Where, and it might be this video where he does it. Let's just see if I'm right. If it's this video.
Fucking win. And I guarantee you that if you took my character and his character, my character would do more damage. Like, what's this here? Oh, you're talking about he's level 5? He's level 5 on Paragon. It's Paragon 5. He's level 60 Paragon. Come on, let's try keep up, bro.
Okay, I get a kick out of this one.
And then all those other trolls like Asmon, he's loving the game. He is enjoying the game. But of course he's all
Okay, I love this right here. You see, if you don't try the game, you can't complain about it. If you do try the game, you love it, and now you're just lying. Do you see that? How that mentality works? How he can't be wrong now? That is like, that is the most annoying mentality possible. Asmongold obviously did it satirically. If you know anything about Asmon, you know he's being satirical. That's not his serious behavior. I mean, that's how he does it, to be satirical, right? He was obviously making a joke out of it. I mean, he's been against... This man has been against shops his entire life. I think the only game I would say that he's being a hypocrite in is Lost Ark. But we're all hypocrites to a point. I'm not going to judge him on that because we're all hypocrites in a way. But the fact is, Diablo Immortal was obviously satirical.
always bringing up. I mean, dramas.
I'm sorry to say, that shit is uninstalled. Like, I uninstalled that fucking game. It is done. Like, it's yeeted, deleted, beated, and done. I am not playing that shit ever again. Like, I will play it if there's new content for me to make content out of it, but that's about it.
Like, why would Asmongold really like Diablo Immortal when he's got Path of Exile? Now, I'm not a fan of Path of Exile myself, but he is obviously a fan of Path of Exile, and that game plays differently and is going to be better than Diablo Immortal if you prefer Path of Exile.
Yeah, You ever have a ex? I had this happen once. You ever have an ex-girlfriend that's like just fucking freaking out at you, and like halfway through the conversation, at the beginning of it, you were trying to calm her down, and like halfway, you're like, man, I'm gonna see what my friends are doing after this. Like it's just straight up like you just don't care anymore. Like I've had that happen. There's never a better feeling than that.
I'm just gonna let him continue going on this stuff.
It's like the way you feel after you get done jerking off, but you didn't even have to jerk off. So you're not tired or anything like that. This is like a higher state of enlightened existence. Why is everybody thinking I'm stupid? No, I'm not. I'm telling the truth.
He has some really weird things.
All this stuff about the pay to win aspects of PvP. That's it. Just of PvP. And I will argue that even in PvP later on, because right now, whenever you go into PvP, if you do a bandage, controller support wigs out, and even my WASD doesn't work anymore. I have to do just right mouse to move, so I'm not really doing that much of PvP.
I love it. He claims PvE like this is ridiculous, right? Yes, it is true that there are bugs in PvP, which is honestly makes it a bad game. You can't say, well, PvP is not that bad because it's bugged. PvP is not really pay to win because it's bugged. No, that's not how it works. And the fact is, he's making an excuse to say that PvP isn't pay to win, or like you can't say it's pay to win. And dude, PvP is so pay to win. 100%.
I'm ready, man. I've got some amazing augmentations from legendary gear to my barbarian.
He's not ready.
Bro, I bet.
I've played with a few people that have level 5 gems. And you know what they do? They're one-shotting everybody who's free to play. He is not ready. He will melt like butter. And the fact is, this is another point, right? Like, he is saying something as though it's a fact, yet he's not actually gone out and tested it.
I bet he's going to give Mega Shields a run for his money. I bet, yeah. He's gonna give Mega Shields a run for his money. You know, just pretty much let Mega Shield know who really runs this fucking game, man. Oh my god, I love it. Show his gear. This is amazing. Yeah, your gear ain't gonna beat that 5-star, man.
Are great for PvP. This long ass charge that knocks people in the air. I'm gonna do crazy in PvP. So
I like how he's saying how he's gonna do in PvP, even though he hasn't. Actually, he's admitted to not playing PvP very much because of the bugs. Yet he sits there and says, I'm going to do great here.
I'm not even worried about the charges. I care less what other people are spending. Enjoy the game. There is no pay to win aspect in this.
How do you enjoy the game when a whale is on your team and is getting all the kills, so you can't rank very high on your team, so which means that your rank doesn't go up, or a whale is on the other team and is one-shotting everybody? How do you enjoy that? I'm sorry, I don't enjoy that. That's not fun.
Unless you're talking about very in-game, high-ranked PvP, and that's just because they're...
I'm not in-game high-ranked PvP. I'm still pretty low PvP because I don't PvP very often. I do my 3 dailies and that's it. I'm not even at the silver yet, and I'm still getting people with 5-star gems.
That's the only part that's not pay to win. Because in-game high-ranked PvP, they're all paying to win. They're whale wars. So they all have 5-star gems.
This is what, okay, Asmongold's 100% correct here.
Ironically, that's the only part of the game that's not pay to win, because they already got done with the paying part, because that's why they're there. Really, I watched a guy who dropped like 20, 30, 50, 100, a lot of fucking money on Diablo Immortal. Yesterday, I watched him for like 4 hours, and like, he's going into PvP. Everybody's a fucking whale at his level. They're all fucking whales. They've all got 90,000 health. That's what happens.
Watch. Mark my words. 2 months down the line from now, I'm going to be with them. I'm going to be with them in power. I'm going to be with them in skill.
That is so bull.
It doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't even matter. Just play.
I mean, I don't know if that's really a good argument. You're going to have to work for 2 months to be on the same level as somebody that got there in a day. Like, I don't know if that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's not really that's not as good of an argument as I would say.
damn game. There's a lot of open world, cool ass stuff to do in the game. Make sure you're doing the open world stuff. Just follow your codex, have some fun, group up with some people if you can. I mean, it is an MMO. It's really fun to group up in this game. Group up with anyone. I mean, I've played beside all day long people who've spent tons of money, and we just do the exact same thing. It is
Diablo Immortal is not a game you can sit here and play all day. It gets boring after a while.
So, I don't, like, it is crazy, man. I just don't understand it. Like, he's trying 100%. I'll look after this, okay? It's not an ad. The thing is, like, so this guy is the leeching no-crester doing rift runs with the fucking, the 10 cresting chads? There's no shot. Like, I'm telling you, like, if I was gonna do 10 crest runs, I'm sorry, but I would only invite other people that are doing 10 crest runs.
That's exactly what happens in this game. That's why the paid mechanics are such an issue.
Yes, I would be part of the problem. Why? Because the game tells you to do that. I'm not gonna fight against the game. Why fight progress?
ridiculous. It's an action RPG. You don't need to spend money in it. I'm not spending money. I'm going to be free to play, and I am there. I'm Paragon level 5, and there is no content that I haven't...
I'm Paragon level 28, almost 29, and there's content I cannot do.
Been able to do all the way up. Now,
and I have been slaughtered by paid-to-win players.
These world events open up at levels...
Oh, speaking of a world event, there's a world event that's a PvP event. Guess what? I got killed in like 5 seconds.
60, they're fun as hell to do. I get the same rewards as they get.
Oh, and you do not get the same rewards for that event. In fact, you get nothing if you lose.
Except because they don't need the rewards because their character's already maxed out. That's why. Yeah, that's all there is to it.
For, right now, the legendary gems that everybody's talking about, the 5 stars and how to advance those, and it's going to take you a year. Guys, you're killing me. All app games do this. They're going to...
No, all app games do not do this.
Introduce new content in the game, new shops in the game, new ways for everybody.
All right, you know what? He's right about this one. I think they are going to add in new shops to the game. I think it's true. Yeah, fair point. I agree.
Not just free to play, everyone to progress in that area of the game, to get those gems up. That's the way all these app games work. I've been covering app games for so damn long, and if you have been yourself,
I can tell. And this is the sad thing, right? Is you have people that they've spent so long in the dark that the moment that you try to bring them into the light, they're blinded. They're like, it burns. I can't. No. Okay, all right.
The problem is Asmongold's right on this, but not just about mobile gaming. You have that with every single generation of gaming. Every form of gaming. Console gamers that think console gaming is the best. PC gamers that think PC gaming is the best, right? This is on everything. And the fact is, dude, I've played mobile games for the last 5 years. And no, dude, he is so wrong. He is literally the type of player in a mobile game that defends every scummy action a game company makes. Oh, and it is not normal to have to spend $10,000 to get one freaking gem ready to go. That's not normal at all. It's not normal to have to spend $1,000 on getting one gem, which you have to get, like Diablo Immortal is not normal when it comes to the pay to win. It is predatory. I'm a gacha game player. I play gacha games. If you talk to most normal gacha game players, they will tell you it's predatory. You give this game to any of the gacha game content creators for tokens, 7 cents, people that well out those games, and they will look at you and be like, oh, hell no, I ain't touching that with a 10-inch pole. This is not a gacha game. The difference between a gacha game is a gacha game, you're collecting things. This is gambling. And I think there's a difference between gacha and gambling. Gacha, you are collecting things. This is gambling.
Yeah, they're so deep, and like they're not boiled frogs, man. These guys are like deep-fried frogs. They're hopping along at the bottom of the deep fryer with all the fucking burning hot oil. Like, oh, this is great. Wow, it's just like water.
You just know the timeline and the progress. progress in how they do this. They want the whales to spin immediately. They want them to continue to spin, so they're going to come out with new ways for whales to spin. They're going to come out with...
he's right about this. And this is what they do. They intentionally make the game bad at the beginning so people pay more money to get around it. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, wow, Asmon, aren't you mad that they nerfed your Berserker in Lost Ark? I bet you feel stupid for spending that money. No, of course not. To spend more money, you just offset the nerf. You just buy another legendary gem. That's the problem solved. Yeah, well, yeah, just buy another rank 10 gem. It's like Hellblade was doing less damage. I bought a rank 10 gem for Hellblade, 40% more damage. Nerf never happened. Yeah, there's no nerf. New items as well as new cosmetics. I'm sorry, new cosmetics for them to spend on, and that's the best thing, right? If they come out with new amazing cosmetics, make that money off those cosmetics, and then make it a grind for all of us to get what we need. And they're gonna do that. Just believe.
They're not gonna do that. No gacha game company does that.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Why would I?
Okay, we're gonna stop it here because I mean I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I think it's just about over. But the fact is, the realization is, Asmongold does not know how to communicate to the mobile market, right? Asmongold is like that old senator who is sitting there gaming this, gaming that, but doesn't even know what gaming is. Like if you watch Asmongold where it talks about Ted Cruz talking to him, and the guy interviewing him obviously is being purposely a jackass about games and like, what's the term you want to say? Like, what was the term I want to use? Kind of just like talking down about him. That's pretty much what Asmon's doing here with mobile games, right? I don't know how much he actually knows about mobile games, but I know most PC gamers aren't actually getting into mobile games. I only got into mobile games because I live in Japan. It's a big part of the culture here. But there are, like, another thing is, just so you know, when a company messes up, the fan base riots. Like, seriously, in China, if you look at Honkai Impact did something which wasn't a big deal, to be honest. The Chinese audience got outraged. And you know what they did? They gave it to everybody, and they gave everyone game currency as an apology. That is how gacha games work. The only thing where Stu is correct on this is when he says that they will create more ways for whales to spend. Yeah. And if you take a look at the cosmetics, dude, like, no gacha game releases things like, they don't do what he says they do. It's unbelievable just how stupid and disingenuous and dishonest this is. At least with Asmongold, to be fair, Asmongold's not a mobile gamer. He doesn't really understand this. But if you're a mobile gamer, you know for a fact that 95% of what Stu is saying is bull. That is what bad gacha games do. And you know for a fact, if you're a mobile player, I mean, let's just say if you've never played Diablo Immortal, let's say you don't play Diablo Immortal. Let me put a little essence in you if you're not aware of this. A streamer spent $15,000 to get a 5 out of 5 gem. 15,000. And the way the gems work is you have a 1-star, a 2-star, and then you have one that can be 2 to 5 stars, right? It's not like in our games, like it's not like in a gacha game where you have like your, let's use Dokkan Battle because Dokkan Battle is really popular. Your rare, your secret rare, your super secret rare, your legendary rare, right? It's not like that. And even so, like, let me see. Truth is probably the biggest Dokkan whale, right? What's he spend, like $4,000 to rainbow a new unit? And he does it for content so he gets the money back, right? He does that and he gets the money back. Most people don't do that in Dokkan. He does it because it's content and he gets the money back, pretty much. That's why he does it. The fact is, if you look at most gacha games, you're not supposed to try and perfect the unit day one. You're supposed to get it over time. That way you keep summoning for it. That's why the units come back on banners. And that's where Diablo Immortal, that's why you cannot compare Diablo Immortal to a gacha game. And that's why Stu even talking about mobile gacha games in Diablo Immortal is not correct. Gacha games have banners. The banners have a unit. And these units come back. That's how it works. And Stu is being completely disingenuous with his comments. Diablo Immortal has nothing in common with a gacha game. Its prices are higher than a gacha game. Its rates are lower than a gacha game. The way it does its drops is worse than a gacha game. What Diablo Immortal makes Lost Ark look is what Diablo Immortal makes all gacha games look like. And I really would love to see Asmongold actually get to take a look at some of the ideal gacha games. They're not perfect, they're not great, but to actually see them and understand the mindset of you're not supposed to rainbow these units day one. You pull them and you build them up over time. If you want to rainbow them, that is for the whales, but it's not necessary. If you play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, if you have a rainbowed unit and a base unit, the difference in power is not that great, right? It's not. You play Dragon Ball Legends. I mean, as long as you get the unit to 6 stars, you're pretty good. Yeah, there is a power gap, but to be honest, I mean, you also have the free PvP system where you're automatically 14 stars. It's not rated, so you can lose, and you can just play for fun. And the fact is, that power gap now is only limited by equips. 7 Days Sins is pretty bad because of the equipment, but to be honest, I mean, like, realistically, $60 per character to get all their gear, which is still expensive, but $60 compared to $10,000 for one gem is not the same thing. If you take a look at 7 Days Sins and you're talking about maxing out a character, getting all their cosmetics, unless you have the world's worst RNG and you're trying to max that character out day one before their first banner goes away, you can do it relatively cheaply. Not cheaply, but relatively when compared to Diablo Immortal. But I don't know, if you've guys seen, like, if you've seen Stew's reviews, like, how do you guys feel? Like, I feel they're completely disingenuous. I feel that they are completely sitting there just like, oh, look, this game is so good, even though they're not. And I think that people like him do real damage to the mobile community. They make us mobile gamers look like complete freaking morons who are going to sit there and say, may I have another? They give companies who make mobile games no incentive to get better. And they make mobile game content creators who are actually quite good look bad. Now, I would love to see Asmon get Tectone's. I'm not a big fan of Tectone, but I'd love to see Asmon get Tectone's opinion on this, since Tectone is the big gacha game player. Rich Campbell is... I think Rich is lives too much in Asmon's shadow, to be honestly. At least in public. I don't know how he's in private, to be honest. And I like the guy. I think the guy's really nice. I don't like watching him play Blizzard games because he gets into his attitudes and he yells at people and calls them names. But I do think that when he's playing other games, he's better to watch. He's more enjoyable. And I do like him. I don't know him personally, but he's somebody that I would like to get to know personally. Like, he's someone that I could see myself chilling with. If he ever came to visit Japan, I'd be more than willing to say, hey man, come stay, you know, I got a room, come stay. You know, and get to know him. Same with Asmon, right? Like, I honestly think, like, if I could sit down with Asmon, I feel like we could have actually a really good conversation because we agree on a lot of the same things. And we have a lot of the same mentality in some ways. But the fact is, I mean, it's kind of sad when the person who doesn't play gacha games has a better opinion, even though he's making mistakes as a PC player trying to understand the connection between mobile gaming, than a person who's supposedly supposed to be the mobile game player, who sits there and pretty much says, it's great, it's all good, it's free to play, oh, I can't do this because this, but I'm gonna do no problem in that, as though he's never played a PvP gacha game. Anyone who plays the PvP gacha games knows that's not true. And I love how he never showed his gear once. So realistically, we have no idea what he has. We don't know if somebody gave him money, because technically he'd still be free to play if they gave him money. He didn't pay, they paid. Now, if you actually haven't, if you're looking for, like, if you want to see a good content creator who does gacha games, go check out Asian Guy Streaming. That guy is awesome. Like, straight up awesome. I really, really enjoy his content. I think he is a great streamer. I think he does a lot of good for the community of Genshin. I think of all of them, he's one of the most honest. And I have issues with, you know, I'm going to be honest, I have issues with gacha content creators. But if there's one person I'm really liking right now, I mean, sorry, if there's one person that makes them all look good right now, it's this guy and all of the Diablo content creators. But guys, I'm gonna end it there. I mean, like, this video went a lot longer than I expected it to. It's just, there's so much to unpack when you see people spewing out lies. And that's literally what he did. He lied. This entire video that Asmon is reacting to is nothing but lies and truths being twisted to where you could say, well, it is true, but it's been twisted so much that anybody with half a brain who's being genuine will tell you it's a lie. So I'm gonna stop it there. Look, if you like Diablo Immortal, I like Diablo Immortal, that's great, but let's be realistic. If we want the game to be better, if we want them to actually add in ways for free-to-play players to be able to somehow be close to pay-to-win players, we need to make sure that, first of all, free-to-play players in Wales are on the same side, and these jokers who want to sit here and talk about how great the game is, like, bro, come on, man. No. 100% no. Anyways, we're going to stop it here. Peace.